8th South and Southeast Asian Association for the Study of Culture and Religion Conference, titled Rivers and Religion, Connecting Cultures of South and Southeast Asia, hosted by the General Education Department at University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh. We are proud to host such prestigious 4-day conference where 170 scholars have come together from over 30 countries. We are very honored to have Dr. Dipu Moni MP, the Honorable Minister of Education of People's Republic of Bangladesh, as chief guest of the opening ceremony of this conference. We are also honored by the presence of Her Excellency Ms. Riva Ganguly Das, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh, as the guest of honor. I will now request Professor H.M. Johirul Haq, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh, to give welcome address of the conference.
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Dipu Moni, Ministry of Education, Her Excellency Ms. Riva Ganguly Das, Honorable High Commissioner, Indian High Commissioner of Bangladesh, Professor Sajjad Hussain, Member University Grants Commission, Professor Amarjita Lohan, President SSEASR, Dr. Shahana Husni Jahan, Chairperson of this conference, Dr. B.R. Mani, Keynote Speaker, Member of Ulab Board of Trustees, Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor, Honorable Treasurer, my colleagues, dear participants, very good morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the University of Liberal Arts Bangladesh for the 8th SSEASR conference. At the beginning of 2017, when the SSEASR President, Dr. Amarjita Lohan, approached me, I was a bit uncertain about how to go with this conference. But with much planning and preparation, gradually we got confidence to organize this very prestigious conference at this university. And I have come to learn about the purpose of this conference, that it promotes local culture and academic work on history and religion. I am very proud that Ulab is hosting this conference where a total of 170 papers are being presented from the participants of 30 countries around the world. This conference is certainly one of the largest academic conferences in Bangladesh in recent years. Dear friends, please accept my gratitude for participating in this conference. I extend heartfelt thanks to all my colleagues, students who have done their best in bringing this event to success. I feel privileged to work with the SSEASR President, Dr. Amarjita Lohan, and I hope we will work in future as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you will enjoy your time at Ulab during this conference. With these few words, I welcome you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chancellor. I would now like to welcome on stage Professor Shahana Husni Jahan, Director of Center for Archaeological Studies, Ulab, who is also the Vice President of South and Southeast Asian Association for the Study of Culture and Religion, as well as the Chair of this 8th SSEASR conference, to give her remarks. Please welcome Professor Shahana Husni Jahan.
Good morning. Good morning to you all. Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Dipu Moni, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Education, Her Excellency Ms. Riva Ganguly Das, Honorable High Commissioner, Indian High Commission of Bangladesh, Professor Amarjita Lohan, President SSEASR, Professor Rosalind Hackett, Vice President CIPSH, Professor Satoko Fujiwara, Secretary General of IAHR, Dr. B.R. Mani, Keynote Speaker, members of Ulab Board of Trustees, Honorable Special Advisor to the Board of Trustees, Professor Imran Rahman, Vice Chancellor of Ulab, Professor H.M. Johirul Haq, Professor Shamshad Murtoja, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Ulab, Treasurer of Ulab, Professor Milan Kumar Bhattacharjee, fellow researchers, conference participants, fellow partners and sponsors, my mentors, my colleagues, my friends, my students. I shared be thankful to you all, because without your support, we could not have done this prestigious conference at Ulab. Let me say a few words about Center for Archaeological Studies. With the objectives of preserving, protecting, and promoting archaeological heritage of South and Southeast Asia, Center for Archaeological Studies is conducting regular archaeological explorations, excavations, problem-oriented research in order to fill the gaps in history and culture of the region under the direct patronization of University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh. Most important ongoing project of CAS is archaeological excavation and research at the largest fortified settlement in Bangladesh, and promoting Bangladesh's rich cultural heritage worldwide through a special session, cultural programs, pre- and post-conference tour, and many more. On behalf of all members of the organizing committee of the 8th SSEASR conference, I wholeheartedly welcome all of you to Bangladesh, the land of 1,000 rivers. It is a very joyful occasion for me to bring this prestigious 8th SSEASR conference today in Bangladesh. The level of achievement is sufficiently attested by the wide response of world academia. Consequently, abstracts of 170 papers from the scholars of 30 countries are added to the abstract volume of this conference, which will be presented in 4 days in 37 parallel academic sessions under 15 sub-themes. Taking this opportunity, I should also like to express my sincere appreciation of all the efforts made by the members of organizing committee, my colleagues, my friends, my students involved in holding and managing this significant event. I must salute all my mentors who joined me in this noble venture. I'm grateful to the authorities of the University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh, and especially Dr. Ramorji Balochan for his continuous guidance to make the event successful. Here I wish to pray for the grand success on this conference of rivers and religion connecting cultures of South and Southeast Asia, and that all the participants will find the coming 4 days of academic interaction meaningful and enjoyable. Thank you very much for coming here to us at Ulab. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Shahnaz Husni Jahan. I would now like to welcome on stage Professor Amarji Balochan, President of South and Southeast Asian Association for the Study of Culture and Religion, New Delhi, India, to give his remarks about the conference. Please welcome Professor Amarji Balochan.
Honorable Chief Guest, Madam Dipu Moni, our Indian High Commissioner, Honorable Mrs. Riva, Ganguly Das, CIPSH Vice President Professor Rosalind Hackett, and IAHR Secretary General Satoko, and I can see galaxy of scholars from many countries starting from one continent to another, and I'm very grateful to especially keynote speaker to make arrangement to be here at the last moment in spite of missing 2 flights. Dr. B. Armani, Director General National Museum and Vice Chancellor of NMI, Ministry of Culture. I am awed by your presence here, especially it was a very tough selection to be here in Bangladesh because of the travel advisories from so many countries. We are SSEASR people dealing with people from 60 to 70 countries in different occasions, and we have larger conferences all around South Asia and Southeast Asia. As Dr. Anas told us that this is a conference which is related to main world body IHR connected to CIPSH, and I'm very honored to see our Vice President here attesting that, and then we are connected to UNESCO from that platform. So this is a great occasion to bring in this conference here. I can remind some of our friends that this conference has almost gone to Kathmandu, and it was just brought in here with great delight. I can see in front of my rose Professor Inamul Haq, whom I met 20 years ago when I was very young, national professor and advisor of Sheikh Hasina, Honorable Prime Minister of this country. I'm very proud of you to be here today. This conference, as I have told you, reflects upon the participation of local academic circle. So this is the great occasion for me, especially when I learned that they have 70 plus presentations from local scholars. And I can see Dhaka University here represented, people from Jahangirnagar is here. I mean, in spite of all vicissitudes and trouble here and there, they could manage to be here. I am very happy that SSEASR has been successfully feeling happy that we have fulfilled the dream to bring all scholars of Bangladesh on study of religion, history and culture together under this umbrella. And I cannot say less thanks to my Professor Vice Chancellor, Professor Jairul Haq of this university, and Professor Vice Chancellor and the board management. And these have been people who have been constantly working together with me to see the conference happens in big way, pure way, and academically it's understandable for all of us. I'm very proud of that these people have worked like a family, and I feel very connected, like the topic River and Religion Connecting South Asia and Southeast Asia. We have participants coming from Cologne, Germany, crossing a river. He was here 3 days ago. Professor Adrian Herman. I can see Professor John Salt of Harvard. He came always to us. There are 30 people here who always support us to be here. And I'm very glad these all people are here. Especially, I have very special thanks for Indian High Commission. I had a very good fortune to meet previous ambassador, my alma mater. He was my senior in college. I will mention Sri Harsh Sringla. He was the first person to give Jan in this conference. Not because he was my senior in college in St. Stephen's in Delhi, but because of the fact that we were very great chums. For many times we have traveled together, and he put his blood into that by assisting us very badly, very profusely. And I especially wrote him one letter today, this morning. We are missing you here. I will be very much happy to say and share this. With all these words, I am really proud of you that all of you have come here. And we will have great sessions in the coming 3 days. And especially, I must tell that post-conference tour has been planned to cover all heritage sites, Buddhist or Islamic heritage sites, which is very important event for us as a scholar to understand and learn more from that. Thanking everybody, especially those who have sponsored our programs. Thank you so much.
Professor Sajjad Hussain, formerly associated with the Computer Studies and Engineering Department of Ulab, has recently been appointed as member of University Grants Commission. It is our immense pleasure to call him on stage to say a few words. Please welcome Professor Sajjad Hussain.
Good morning. Actually, I have very few time, a couple of minutes. I just wanted to say hello and our Chief Guest, Honorable Education Minister, role model of for females and for us, for education and leadership. And I am very thankful today. This is my first speech as a University Grants Commission member. At the beginning, I want to say my gratitude to our Father of Nation, then our Honorable Prime Minister, daughter of Bangabandhu, Father of Nation, and our Education Ministry, especially also our ULABs, Board of Trustees, Vice Chancellors, our advisor to Board of Trustees, Professor Imran Rahman, and our respected Sir, National Professor Rafiqul Alam Sir, Rafiqul Islam Sir, sorry. And I'm really happy is a good audience, scholars of the societies, and you know that rivers and religion is the soul of culture, soul of society. It gives an immense boost up for a technology, for a human culture, what I understand. And you have done a tremendous job arranging such a auspicious conferences. Conferences are the best soul for an academician, a researcher, and where we can talk each other regarding our societies, regarding our achievements. And I see many scholars in front of us, in front of me. I feel very honored to get chances to speak in front of them, especially professors are there, and I'm really grateful to our Honorable Minister. She take a lead to have a young professor in UGC to change our education system or to do more for the country aligned with where we can go for Vision 221, 230 and 241 from Honorable Prime Minister that we can do. So I would request your prayers for me also, for my journey, new journey. I can do a good job for the nation, for you academician, for all, and for the ministry as a whole, for the country, and for our nation, our father of nation, Bangabandhu, who says the dream of Sonar Bangla. Now it is becoming digital Bangladesh, and we love our country to enrich our country in a developed nation, and we are looking for it. And thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you, our colleagues, and also my students who are here. It's a different day. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I was taking classes here. So now I'm here. My senior professors are here in a different capacity. This is the challenge, and this is the dynamicism in this Bangladesh is happening. It's a new Bangladesh, new era is coming for Bangladesh, I believe, and I need your prayers, and I hope the conference will be a successful one. Thank you very much. Thank you giving me a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sajjad Hussain. We are very honored by the first visit of Her Excellency Ms. Riva Ganguly Dash, the High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh at Ulab. I would now like to request the guest of honor of today's event, Ms. Riva Ganguly Dash, to come on the stage and give her speech.
Her Excellency Dr. Dipu Moni, Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Amarjeeva Lochan, Dr. B.R. Mani, Professor Zahirul Haq, Vice Chancellor, University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh, eminent scholars from across the world, students, friends from the media, good morning, Shubho Shakal. Thank you all for inviting me to be among such distinguished gathering of scholars and eminent persons. It is always an enriching experience to be among scholars. As a former lecturer myself at the Delhi University, I always appreciate such opportunities. I'm glad to learn that the South and Southeast Asian Studies Association for the study of culture and religion, a prime academic body covering the nations of South Asia and Southeast Asia, is holding its 8th Biennial International Conference in Dhaka in collaboration with Ulab. We are absolutely delighted to be partnering with them on this extremely prestigious occasion. The theme of the conference, Rivers and Religion, Connecting Cultures of South and Southeast Asia, encompasses our culture and religion connect. The organizers could not have chosen a better host than Bangladesh, which is Hajar Nodi Desh. The flow of Ganga in India turning into Padma in Bangladesh is not only a simple story of a river passing through a valley, but it carries civilizational connections. The history, culture, and religion of the entire South Asia and Southeast Asia has thrived because of roles such rivers have played in the region. The common inherent traits shared by our various civilizations in the past 3 millennia make our region a role model of coexistence where the external elements get adjusted, accepted, adapted, and honored. History is witness to the extremely important role rivers play in nurturing civilizations. Rivers bring fresh water, food, which is necessary for human survival. It is not an accident that the 4 great civilizations of the world from the millennia have developed around rivers. Historically, Bangladesh and neighboring Indian states were economically integrated. This integrated economy was served by our common rivers, particularly Brahmaputra and Barak Surma, which were used extensively for facilitating trade and commerce and people-to-people contact. Recognizing the historically important role that our rivers have played in connecting our people and businesses, promoting connectivity through our inland waterways and coastal shipping has become an important part of our objective to create multimodal transport links between India and Bangladesh in the modern world. To this end, we have taken a number of initiatives. This room is full of scholars. You're going to talk about history, archaeology, and the role rivers have played historically. I'm just touching upon a few things which we are focusing on today in the modern day to connect India and Bangladesh through the rivers, for which I believe we have a lot of potential. We are promoting connectivity, economic development through cross-border trade, transport, communications, cyber and energy links. We are also working together on the management and conservational aspects of a common riverine heritage. Whether it is monitoring river pollution, assessing impact of climate change on the Sundarbans ecosystem, or transboundary migration and conservation of animals, particularly elephants. Over the last few years, both the governments have taken a number of measures to bring about revival of waterway connectivity and shipping between our two countries. A couple of such initiatives on which we are working is the revival of protocol on inland waterways and transit. Some of you may know about this, which is now we have done a provision to have automatic renewal of this extremely important protocol, which means that we don't have to negotiate every few years, extend it. And so this protocol is basically provides the framework for connectivity through water. Under the revised protocol, we are also doing transshipment of goods to northeast of India through Ashuganj River Port, which commenced in June 2016. We are also partnering with Bangladesh to strengthen the infrastructure required to support waterway connectivity by investing in establishment of an inland container port at Ashuganj and in widening of existing road between Akhoda land port and Ashuganj to 4 lanes. These projects, which are being implemented under India's lines of credit, the second line of credit, will bring about a lot of connectivity through riverine routes between India and Bangladesh. Joint funding of dredging is taking place on 2080 basis. This is in the Shirajganj-Daikova stretch of Jamuna River and Ashuganj-Jakiganj in Kushiara River. So as you can see, a lot of work is being done to connect us, maybe I should say reconnect us through rivers. And one important initiative which was taken was the inaugural run of a cruise service between Dhaka, Kolkata and Dhaka, Guwahati. These were the inaugural runs. The mechanism has to be worked out, but cruise services will definitely lead to greater people-to-people contact and tourism between our two countries. Extremely important event. I wish the conference participants, around 170 scholars from 27 countries, all the very best in their deliberations. I hope some of you can contribute to our own magazine, Bharat Vichitra. We will be very happy to publish your thoughts, your feelings on this extremely important subject. Thank you very much.
Please welcome on stage Dr. Dipu Moni MP, the Honorable Minister of Education.
Good morning. Today's guest of honor, Her Excellency Ms. Riva Ganguly Das, Vice Chancellor of Ulab, Professor H.M. Jahirul Haq, Professor Shanaz Husne Jahan, Chair 8th SSEASR Conference and Director, Center for Archaeological Studies, Ulab, Professor Amarjiva Lochan, President SSEASR New Delhi, India, other very distinguished guests, dignitaries, friends. It's an honor and privilege for me to welcome you all at the 8th SSEASR International Conference of the South and Southeast Asian Association for the Study of Culture and Religion on Rivers and Religion, Connecting Cultures of South and Southeast Asia, which is organized under the auspices of the Center for Archaeological Studies, University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh. I'm very happy to learn that this conference is also declared as a regional conference of IAHR, which is International Association for the History of Religions. Though Bangladesh is a young nation, it had the opportunity of experiencing the rise and fall of so many civilizations. The inhabitants of this land are the combination of different racial population. Historians remarked that Bangladesh is a meeting and a melting pot of ancient peoples, of religions. Thus, we inherited a rich cultural heritage from our ancestors. We have some very distinguished professors and researchers of history here sitting in front of us. Professor Momin Chaudhry is here, Dr. Inamul Haq is here, and so many others are here. And I'm sure this conference will be will have very rich discussions, and all the other professors, researchers coming from 30 different countries. And we have just heard that 170 research papers have been submitted. So rivers and religions, these are supposed to connect us, connect peoples, but unfortunately we see that most cases nowadays, they are dividing us, creating conflicts and disrupting peace. So I believe that we have to work together. We can gather strength from the commonalities that we have in our cultures, in our religions, and we can celebrate the differences and the diversities that we have. I hope that we will also work together to keep all our rivers alive and flowing, because নদী আমাদের জীবন, এবং এই নদীকে ঘিরেই সারা পৃথিবীতেই প্রায় সকল সভ্যতাই গড়ে উঠেছে। আর এই বাংলাদেশ, এই ভূখণ্ড, এর ইতিহাস দেখলে যখনই দূরের থেকে এখানে আমাদেরকে শাসন করবার জন্য কাউকে পাঠানো হয়েছে, আমাদের এখানে এসেই তারা সব নিজেদেরকে স্বাধীন ঘোষণা করে দিয়েছেন। কাজেই আমরা বোধহয় বুঝতে পারি যে আমাদের এই মাটিতে, আমাদের এই পানিতে, আমাদের এই বাতাসে একটা স্বাধীনতার চেতনা আছে, যেটাকে দাবিয়ে রাখা যায় না। তো এই দেশটি আজকে আমরা স্বাধীনতা পেয়েছি জাতির পিতার নেতৃত্বে। আজকে তার সুযোগ্যা কন্যা বর্তমান মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী দেশরত্ন শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে এই দেশটি এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে। আমরা আমাদের শত প্রতিকূলতা সত্ত্বেও আমরা এই দেশকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাব, এবং আজকে এত সব আমাদের অতিথিরা এখানে এসেছেন, সব বিশিষ্ট গবেষকেরা, তাদের সবার সম্মিলিত এই চিন্তার মধ্য দিয়ে আমরা আমাদের সামনের দিকে এগিয়ে যাবার পথ খুঁজে পাব। আর আর্কিওলজি অন্যান্য বিষয় যেমন এখন সবাই স্পেশালাইজেশন খোঁজে, আর এই একটা ডিসিপ্লিন যেটা হয়তো অনেক একটা ওয়াইডার ভিউ নিয়ে কাজ করে, কালচার নিয়ে, থটস নিয়ে, এবং যেগুলো বলা হয় যে যার সঙ্গে সরাসরি এর কোনো যোগ খুঁজে পাওয়ার কোনো সুযোগ নেই, দূরের থেকে দেখেই, সেই অতীতকে দেখেই এগুলোকে খুঁজে পাবার তারা চেষ্টা করে। তো আমি বিশ্বাস করি আজকের এই সম্মেলনের মধ্য দিয়ে আমরা অনেক কিছু পাবো, এবং এই রকমের একটি খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ সম্মেলন আমাদের এখানে নিয়ে আসবার জন্যে আমি ইউল্যাব কর্তৃপক্ষকে আমার আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ জানাই, কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাই। আই এম হোপফুল দ্যাট দি ডিস্টিংগুইশড স্কলার্স ফ্রম 30 countries of USA, UK, Europe, Africa, Australia, Russia, Western Asia, Southeast Asia and East Asia will present their research works on South and Southeast Asia in detail, which will be of immense help to our scholars and learners. I welcome all the participants and organizers for arranging such a valuable conference, and I believe that when our guests, when they will leave after this conference, that they will take back a little of Bangladesh, carry back a little of Bangladesh in their hearts, and they will keep coming back to Bangladesh and have a wonderful stay in Bangladesh. Thank you. I wish the conference a grand success. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangladesh.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. To formally declare the conference open, may I now request the Honorable Chief Guest of today's opening ceremony, the Education Minister, Dr. Dipu Moni MP, the Honorable Ambassador of India, Ms. Riva Ganguly Dash, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Ulab, Professor H.M. Johil Haq, President of SSEASR, Professor Amarjiva Lojan, and Professor Shana Susne Jahan, the conference chair, on the stage, please. They will all come to the stage and formally declare the conference open by lighting the lamp that we have on stage. May I request? Now the keynote speech of 8th South and Southeast Asian Association for the Study of Culture and Religion Conference will be delivered. The keynote speaker of this year's conference is Dr. B. Armani, the Director General of National Museum and also the Vice Chancellor of National Museum Institute, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Dr. Mani is a renowned field archaeologist, numismatist and art critic who is also a member of the executive committee of the Asia-Europe Museum Network, as well as being the General Secretary of the Indian Archaeological Society, New Delhi. Over the years, he has directed more than 19 excavation projects in the country. I would now like to request Dr. B. Armani to present his keynote paper titled Evolution of River Deities Impacting Art and Archaeology of Indian Subcontinent. Please welcome Dr. B. Armani, the keynote speaker.
Good morning, Her Excellency Dr. Dipu Moni, who was here just now, Her Excellency Mrs. Riva Ganguly Dash, Professor H.M. Johil Haq, Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Shahnaz Husne Jahan, Professor Amarjiva Lojan, Professor Enamul Haq, distinguished scholars, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to express my heartfelt regards to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And as you know, the topic is the evolution of river deities impacting art and archaeology in Indian subcontinent. We all know Ganga had played a vital role in Indian culture or the South Asian culture, art and archaeology. And only yesterday it was Ganga Dashera, and it is also believed to be the Ganga Avataran, when Ganga is supposed to have descended from heaven. So such was the importance of the river deities which had established in the subcontinent, and many river cultures developed along the lines of following the rivers. We know that the settled life in human history began with formation of agrarian society having surplus food and domestication of plants and animals. This was possible only near the source of water, and rivers and rivulets were the best choice for settlements along their flood plains having fertile soil. Throughout the world, earliest civilizations grew in the river valleys, and one such area was along the river Saraswati, which is known as present-day Ghaggar, Agra, and in between Saraswati and Sindhu, that is Indus, flourished the earliest civilization of Indian subcontinent. And the latest scientific dates, they prove that around 7th or 8th millennium BC, the culture flourished. Rigveda, which is believed to be one of the earliest literature in Sanskrit, mentions that the river Saraswati shattered mountain peaks with her fast and powerful waters just as easily as one uproots the lotus stems. Let us invoke her who strikes what is far and near with holy hymns and prayers. The Neolithic origin, it was a ceramic one, contemporary to Mehergarh, with the credit to its inhabitants who used the Ghaggar Hagra pottery. And the period, the chronology has been revised now, which starts from 7500 to 6000 BCE as the period 1, and then it continues through mature Harappan phase to late Harappan. We are at present excavating a site in Haryana which is known as Kunal. The site has also been excavated earlier, but now we thought that it is required to excavate the site because the chronological sequence was not available of the site. And here also we have revised the chronology, divided the structural evidence into different structural phases, stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the fifth, we have not mentioned it as a stage, but it is painted ravier. And we have sent a lot of samples for dating, and some of the samples, about 17 of them, have already been dated, but we are expecting more dates to come. These are some drone views of the excavated remains. The pottery, which has all the 6 types of Kalibanga pottery. Then here also we have the pit dwelling evidence, and below the pit dwelling evidence because this is datable to around 5700 BC. But there are indications from the pits and the hearths below this level, which suggests that even before 5700 BC there were human activities at the site. Some more views of the excavations, some drone views of different trenches, in which some of them you can see the pits also. Then some material, some copper arrowhead and copper knife. Then we have the wheels and a very interesting figure which may or may not be of horse, but this part, the mains show that probably this is a horse. I'm sorry, these figures are not coming, but there are so many dates which I mentioned, and normally the earliest date which we have found is this one, 5736 to 6026 BC, but most of the dates they range somewhere around 3000 to 3800 BC. Some more views of photography and photogrammetry through drone. These are the overlap views of the contours drawn through drone. There are some interesting terracottas and other remains which have been found from the levels of period 1B or period 2. And interestingly, you all know that in the mature Harappan phase there were decorated seals and ceilings, but here we have stone seal which has a different decorative motif on it, and then we have stone weight, stone blade, etc. Some more photographs. They have not been very much classified because the excavations have just been closed this year. Some more views, and interestingly, at the end of the period 3, we have the painted ravier remains found, which suggests that for a short period the site was occupied after the mature phase of the Harappans by the painted ravier people. In Varanasi, Ganga flows and most of the temples are located on the bank of Ganga. We found the remains of the site going back to early 4th millennium, early 4th century BC. I have to cut short, so I'm not going into details, but the site which was earlier excavated and left at one level has been further excavated down. And these are 6 different periods which we have come across. And for the first time, a section has been prepared of the site. These are some of the dates, and some new inscriptions have also been found. One inscription which mentions Varsh Shat in Kushan Brahmi characters belongs to 178 AD, and the lower area of the plinth and the steps leading to the stupa, Dharmarajic stupa, has also been found. We have found a large number of damaged sculptures of Gupta period. We know very well that the centers of learning developed during Gupta and Pal period, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Sompur or Paharpur, and other places in South Asia. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor B. Armani, for that illuminating keynote speech. May I now request the Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of University of Liberal Arts Bangladesh, Professor Shamshat Mortuza, on the stage, please. Can I also request that keynote speaker once again on the stage, please? Professor Dr. B. Armani, can I request you to come on stage, please? Pro Vice Chancellor, to do the honor, please. A big round of applause for our keynote speaker. Thank you, Dr. B. Armani. Can I now request Professor Amarjeeva Lochan, President of South and Southeast Asian Association for the Study of Culture and Religion, on the stage, please. Now the Pro-Vice Chancellor will hand over a token of appreciation on behalf of Ulab to the President of the SSEASR. Thank you, Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor, for doing the honor. I would now like to request Professor Imran Rahmat, the Special Advisor to the Board of Trustees of Ulab, on the stage, please. Please welcome Professor Imran Rahmat.
Thank you and a very good morning to you all. Let me start by thanking our chief guest, Dr. Dipu Moni, the Honorable Minister of Education, who really went out of her way to attend this inaugural session on a very important date in our calendar, which is our National Budget Day. So she had to rush off for her other official duties. But can we give her a huge round of applause, even though she's absent. We are also so happy that Her Excellency Riva Ganguly, the High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh, not only joined this inaugural but did so much else for this conference to be a huge success. Thank you, High Commissioner. Thank you so much. I was just sitting there fascinated by the presentation by our keynote speaker, Dr. B.R. Moni, who's the Director General of the National Museum in Delhi and also the Vice Chancellor of the National Museum Institute. Thank you so much, Dr. Dani, for attending this conference and giving us such a lovely presentation. This conference would not have happened if Professor Amarjeeva Lochan, who's the President of SSEASR, hadn't gone out of his way to bring it to Dhaka. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Lochan. We're so grateful to you. And of course, we were delighted that the newest member of the University Grants Commission of Bangladesh, our own Professor Sajjad Hussain, was able to come to this occasion. So thank you, although he's had to go back to office. Professor Shahnaz Husn Jahan, ULAB's Director of the Center for Archaeological Studies. Thank you, Shahnaz. Between you and Professor Lochan, you are the key people who made this conference happen. I'd like to thank also our members of our ULAB Board of Trustees, represented primarily by National Professor Rafiqul Islam. Thank you, sir, for being with us and continuing to give us your valuable guidance and wisdom. I'd like to thank all the distinguished researchers, academicians, participants from home and abroad, particularly those who have traveled long distances to join us. Thank you on a hot and humid June day. Your presence really is an amazing milestone in ULAB's history. And I'd like to thank also the sponsors, starting with the lead sponsor, which happens to be the Indian High Commission. Thank you very much for your generous support. Thank you to our platinum sponsor, Kang Book Dhaka Company Limited, our strategic partner, Prothamalo, our media partner, the Daily Star, our youth engagement partner, Shout, our online media partner, Bangla Tribune, and publication partner, Nympia. So there are many, many other people and institutions to thank. So I'll just say that thank you all of you for gracing this conference and the inaugural, and I hope you have a wonderful couple of days or 3 days of the forthcoming conferences. Thank you so much.